And we're gonna start off with a story posted by Reddit user Netcats1. They had become interested in the dark web mystery box trend and decided to give it a try themselves. They ended up regretting it. A box arrived on their doorstep. The box contained several envelopes. They opened the first envelope, revealing a collection of photographs capturing various destinations around the world. The thing is though, to their shock, they began to realize that the pictures were taken of places they had gone on vacation with their family. The following envelope held pictures of their house, meticulously capturing every angle, including glimpses of the interior through their windows. To their horror, the subsequent set of images portrayed the inside of their home, featuring family members engaged in everyday activities. However, the most disturbing photograph awaited in the final envelope, an unsettling selfie of a masked figure standing beside them sleeping in bed. Overwhelmed, countless questions flooded their mind and their anxiety escalated. Nevertheless, their curiosity persisted in compelling them to open the remaining small box. What they found inside nearly caused them to pass out. It was a collection of dog bones, recognizable by the collar as belonging to their beloved pet Charlie, who had passed away 3 years prior and was buried in the backyard. Is this story true? Probably not, but it's still a creepy story. Next up, we have a mystery box unboxing gone wrong. Mindseed TV, who makes a lot of these videos, shared a video on their YouTube channel of a rather disturbing unboxing. And apparently they ended up handing over all this stuff to the police. So if that's true, it's pretty scary. The box was sent to them unexpectedly, and the uploader believed it was sent by the same individual who he had purchased a mystery box from over a year prior. The stuff they pull out gets worse and worse as the video goes on. Starts getting real unsettling though when they pull out a pair of kids' shoes. Take a look at that. Yeah, not something you want to get in a box unless you're, intentionally buying them for your kid. They also received a case containing several surgical tools, a meat grinder, and most disturbingly, they unwrap a ceramic container shaped like a heart, and when they opened it up, they find what looks to be a set of human teeth. Yeah, pretty disturbing, if it's real anyway. At number 8, we have an unboxing from the YouTube channel Luxury Dark. Now, just for starters, I like these guys. Whether what they have in this box is real or not, or was sent by some mysterious person or not, the video is presented really well. I find with a lot of videos like this, it's very played up. It's a lot of overacting and just YouTubers being obnoxious, unlike me, of course. But these two seem genuine, which I like, and the stuff they pull out, pretty creepy. First of all, they state at the start of the video that the package was dropped off in their backyard by some guy in the middle of the night. Whoever it is doesn't look like a UPS worker or anything like that. Take a look. Word of advice, don't order anything from the dark web right to your home address. Just send it to like a post office, pick it up there. Anyway, they pull out a stuffed animal, some letters addressed to someone named Michelle. There was also a framed photo of a random family. Seemed like these were items that belonged to someone else, because it would be very strange for someone to send a picture of their own family to a stranger online, although there's all sorts of people in the world, so who knows. They also pulled out a bag of socks, underwear, and hair. Most disturbingly though, they found a USB with footage that looked to be taken from outside of somebody's window. Alright, let's move on to number 7. This next video is uploaded to YouTube by Kira Bridget, and she seems to have done more than one of these unboxings, and I don't get why, if they are real anyway. This one, really gross. First she pulls out a used tissue, and all I could think watching this was she needs to invest in more gloves. She said she was just out, but yeah, she really should have waited till she had some, because she picked this stuff up with her bare hands, and that's the most disturbing part of the whole thing. There's a good chance she just assembled this box herself. There's a chance that's the case for all these videos, but yeah, if this is indeed real, then hey, you know what? I think it was money well spent. Next on the list, we have an unboxing from YouTuber Infinite. Now, he opens a couple boxes in this video, one of which actually has some pretty cool stuff stuff I don't actually buy intentionally, but the first box he opens, again, if this is actually a package he got from some person online, it's pretty nasty. Again, he really should have been wearing gloves. Again, what's with these people not wearing gloves? I'd put a mask on too. Anyway, the first thing he pulls out, with his eyes closed, mind you, which is another mistake, is a bag containing something. Let's take a look. Yeah, it looks kind of like maybe a chicken breast to me with barbecue sauce. And even if that is what it is, it's still pretty gross to receive that in the mail. He proceeds to open the bag and give it a whiff. Third mistake. And even gets some of the mysterious juices on his fingers, which seems to be leaking from the bag. Ugh. At number 5, we have a video uploaded to YouTube by Jude Summers. Now, I'm pretty new to this dark web mystery box thing, and by that I mean I found out about this today. So I'm not sure if this is true, but he states at the start of the video that he hadn't seen anyone buy mystery boxes off the dark web before. So this could be the very first YouTuber to do it, or at least film themselves doing it anyway. There you go. We're watching history being made. Now, luckily, Jude starts off by putting on a pair of gloves, and it turns out he needed them because the first thing he pulled out of the box was a package of wet wipes with a note reading, "You might need this." So there's gonna be some icky stuff in this box. He proceeds to pull out a few pretty innocuous items, but by far the weirdest and grossest thing he received was a strange, foul-smelling something. Take a look. Looks kind of like a rotten mushroom, maybe? I don't know, but I would not have pulled it out of the bag at all. Again, he should have just been wearing a mask. That thing just looks nasty. Number 4. This next video is uploaded by Juggling the Jenkins. Love that name. It was the day before Halloween, so Tiffany's husband purchased some mystery boxes for her to open on camera, and she got some absolutely lovely new dolls, some animal skulls, and a small little bottle of holy water. Good call. I mainly put this one on here because she's hilarious, and whether the boxes were sent by some creep or just someone having a laugh, it's pretty clear that Tiffany is genuinely surprised about what she's finding, which is far more entertaining than people overacting and playing stuff up for the camera. She pulls out a really disgusting looking doll, and her reaction is priceless. Gotta say, I'd probably have a similar reaction. In one box, she pulls out several taxidermy type items, some animal bones, and what looks to be some sort of shriveled up hand. This next video is brought to us by the YouTube channel Fanatic. And if this is real, it's absolutely insane. I don't know, it's pretty far-fetched, but their reactions seem pretty genuine, so you be the judge. So these guys bought a package off the dark web, and inside of it was what looked to be a burlap sack, and inside that sack was another box. So yeah, as they said, it looks like an ammo box, but what was contained inside of it was completely unexpected. It had a bunch of wet paper towels, and under that was a bag containing this. Yeah, it's just a lungfish in a bag. Now again, this whole thing can definitely be fake, but just looking at the reactions, it seems like they're genuinely surprised here, so who knows? I mean, how stuff like this gets across any borders? I mean, don't they check the packages? But anyway, I mean, it's still cool to see a lungfish pulled out of a box like that. I don't know. I was entertained by this video. At number 2, we have a TikToker named Masked Red. Masked Red, who happens to actually wear a black mask, opens tons of mystery boxes apparently bought off the dark web. He's received all kinds of stuff: watches, a water bottle full of hot dogs. Some of it's pretty mundane, while other boxes have contained more sinister items. Phone containing mysterious pictures. Take a look at this. And this box containing this absolutely nightmarish doll. Yeah, I don't like the look of that thing. No eyes, no mouth. Dolls are the worst. I don't know. Anyone ever seen someone who like collects dolls? I don't get it. If these are real boxes he's buying with Bitcoin on the deep web, he's got some money to spend too, because he's uploaded tons of these videos. And finally though, at number 1, we have what I'm just gonna call Backpack. This video is once again uploaded by Mindseed TV and is pretty well known in the dark web mystery box community, I guess. The creepiest part of this video is when they pull out a child's backpack. Very unsettling. This is one of those videos I hope really hope isn't real, or at least that the person who sent the package is just trying to creep people out. But contained within the bag was a pair of child-sized shorts and a sweater. Now, as icky and weird as that is, what's interesting about this video is that this is the first package Mindseed TV received from this seller, who he believes sent the unexpected package a year later that we discussed earlier in the video at number 9. And again, you know, whether this stuff is real or not, it does make for a pretty spooky series of videos, so give them a watch if you're interested.
Kicking off the list at number 10, swatting services. Not that SWAT. We'll kick this list off with a more popular dark web original. Swatting services, to swat somebody, is, well, it's just that. You pay this dark web service like $20, and then somebody on the other end makes a fake call with their IP address and stuff all mixed up, and usually it's something life-threatening, or an explosive is involved in this fake claim, and in orderly fashion, a SWAT team will just arrive. They'll literally kick down your door, and you'll have no idea. Using phone number encryption or throwaway phones, it's rather easy, dare I say. The price to pay if you get caught for, you know, getting a service like this is obviously not cheap, but still it's quite common. Clint Eastwood was swatted back in 2013, even Simon Cowell got the heat in 2012. Somebody got a swatter to make a fake claim that the producer had been kidnapped, so they showed up and he was at home completely clueless. Imagine kicking down the door and seeing Simon Cowell there. He's like, that was absolutely dreadful. Get on out then, fix me door. The FBI is working alongside international agencies right now to put a stop to it because, well, it's a pretty horrible event for every party involved. Also for the SWAT. Taxpayers' money just gone. Just to kick a door in. Easy. Number 9, stolen goods. Wait a hot minute. People on the internet steal things? I feel sick. I feel betrayed. Yeah, this next one isn't surprising, but still it's pretty batshit insane. There's a professional kleptomaniac who will steal anything for you. He's out there somewhere. I'm not gonna say their name, but they're there. Just not the Declaration of Independence. They probably can't steal that. We've seen a movie on how hard that is to do. All you have to do is send them Bitcoin, a photo of what you want, and voila, stolen goods will arrive. All you have to do is pay a criminal through the dark web. How simple is that? This dude also just loves to steal regardless, because on his site or his little blog, whatever, he has items that he stole for people, but then they ended up backing out. Or things he's come across and thought, you know what, that would be really nice to sell through the dark web later on. Yeet. He just steals things and it's like, hey, does anyone want anything? I have tons of things. Horrible. Don't buy any stolen goods, ever. Number 8, always watching. One of my biggest fears when I'm using my computer is that my webcam is still somehow on and running and somebody's watching me. Like I'm covered in Dorito dust at 2 a.m. It's not a great sight. Cover that up. I put a little bit of tape there, that's how paranoid I am. Comment down below if you also tape down your webcams, you freaks. This next one comes from a Redditor who shared their experience with the dark web and their visit, and it gave me goosebumps. This was before Google, they say, when web pages were more or less just basic HTML with JavaScript. They were browsing random threads or blogs, early days of the internet, you know, link to link type deal, reading about labradoodles, whatever you can find. Then they came across this thread that was like an early Twitter almost, just random accounts posting their random thoughts, and at the top of this thread there was a new post with their IP address, and in all lowercase text the message said, "We see you." No, bye. Normally that's not a huge deal, but the message was uploaded right when they were scrolling to the top, and when they clicked another link, another message popped up saying, "Hello there. Okay there, Obi-Wan Kenobi looking ass." Now at that point, I would just break my webcam. It would be gone. I'd fold my laptop backwards. These files ended up tracing back to an IP address in Colorado for somebody who worked in some sort of medical department, so that's nice. In between procedures, he's like, "Hello there, welcome." Number 7. Credit cards. It comes to no shock that around 11 million Americans report credit card theft a year, and the dark web definitely is not helping that. There's this lovely service online that sells credit card information, social security numbers, anything of yours that you don't want out in the public, essentially. They got you covered. It's pretty twisted. The more money you pay, the bigger the account you get is, obviously. Also, I'm talking like money as in $20 to $80. And you have to pay in Bitcoin as well, so it's challenging. This sounds like a terrible idea on so many levels. $20 and then your life is ruined, as well as somebody else's. The FBI is on this. I mean, 11 million Americans go through this, so we gotta figure out something, right? Back in 2010, the FBI ran a fake site and ended up busting 24 scammers, saving around 400,000 victims. That's wild. That's a lot of people. They would have been screwed. Getting back at the rich is one thing, but paying $20 for a CEO's credit card, There you go right to jail, it's that way. Number 6, Netflix. I'm so private about my Netflix account, I have no idea why. Same as my Spotify, I just get anxious. I don't want people knowing that I'm watching glass-blowing shows at 3 a.m. I keep that to myself, that's private time, that's for me. Or cooking shows. Those are both nice. But when it comes to the dark web, people might be using your account. Yeah, imagine somebody else finishing Ozark before you even get to. Worst crime of all. Your account is worth pennies, apparently. On these black market sites, you can piggyback off of a paying customer, have their login and password, and then just secretly use their Netflix. But again, if somebody was watching Peppa Pig at 4 a.m., odds are you'll be suspicious. So these accounts come and go often, hence the low asking price. This is a challenging part of the internet still, especially users that are older and not too aware of the dangers online. These fake emails go out saying it's from Netflix and they're requesting a password change and all that jazz. And people believe it, sadly. I myself almost fallen into one of these traps. I'm like, oh shit, Netflix just texted me about my credit card. I gotta go pay them back. I'm like, oh, Netflix just texted me about my OSAT payments. That's weird, I'm gonna go call them. Number 5, wish pills. Have you ever asked your wish for other wishes? Have you ever tossed a coin into a fountain and then wished all your dreams to just come true? If so, that's pretty normal. We're not gonna ask too many questions here. We've all had a birthday wish. We're dreamers here on Most Amazing Top 10, we get it. But would you ever buy a wish online, let alone buy a wish from the dark web? What does that even mean? Also, let's talk about it. Well, you can pay a small fee and receive a pill, just a pill, that supposedly will grant a wish. There's so much wrong here. I mean, first of all, never order any pill from the dark web. The place is of course littered with narcotics, so that'll go poorly most of the time. And secondly, what a waste of money. Shipping is not cheap. That pill is coming from Chris Angel's home. It's like at least $17. Maybe more. Number 4, mystery boxes. Perhaps one of the most compelling parts of the dark web has to be this mystery box craze. Do you remember this? I remember this, it was scary. YouTubers would just film themselves receiving a random item, or a box rather, from the dark web. Now these items range in designer clothes, maybe it's a new phone, or maybe it's something absolutely horrible. We love to gamble. 50-50. One YouTuber ended up pulling this child's book out, but it was already colored in with all these haunting images and colors. Sometimes you would get nothing as well. Yeah, it's like the internet's shady almost. YouTuber Alex Maynard tossed $100 towards this mystery exchange, and all they got was a note, handwritten of course, that said, "You shouldn't accept packages from strangers. Good luck." Honestly, I think it's the best case scenario here. Just receiving a life lesson instead of like, I don't know, a finger. I'll take it, that's good. Number 3, uranium. Ah yes, the key ingredient to making a nuclear weapon. Uranium, good stuff. Back in 1938, the world was changed forever when German nuclear physicists discovered nuclear fission. They discovered what would happen if an atom were to split. Well, what happens is it causes a massive explosion. The bombings at Hiroshima and Nagasaki alone, I mean thousands of lives were lost instantly, and we're still selling small amounts of uranium on the dark web. Humans are awesome. Great. The amount sold, of course, is incredibly small compared to the amount used in warfare, but still, don't buy uranium off the dark web. Don't buy any chemicals from the dark web for that matter. This is a list on what not to do, but what you can do right now is hit that thumbs up. Kind of, change the energy up. Don't buy uranium, instead hit that thumbs up. Number 2, alien footage. Honestly, there's one thing on this list that makes me kind of want to visit the dark web. This has got to be it. Tinfoil hats ahoy. Not a new phone, not a new watch, but alien footage. That's apparently something that can come your way. I would leave this freak a 5-star Yelp review if I could. Imagine paying an anonymous source some bitcoins and then you get this. This video was found in the depths of the deep dark web, and it's a little convincing. I mean, they're showing UFOs whipping through the skies now on news, so that's a normal thing, apparently. So who really knows? The footage is from 1992 and supposedly was filmed in Switzerland, and it shows a cold little alien. Just a little dude. The typical look as well, the big eyes, the big head, humanoid shape, real Independence Day vibes almost, so odds are it's obviously fake. But again, what an odd thing to pay for and then receive from the internet. The full video shows different angles of this little alien being held up by wire in some sort of cold lab. Now, I'm not trying to convince you that aliens are real, at least not in this video. I'm trying to convince you instead to not look for videos of them on the dark web, because I had to browse and I saw some shit I didn't want to see. Just don't. And finally, number 1, more mystery boxes. There's a lot of videos of YouTubers opening these things and it's terrifying. So we figured we'd cap this list off with a few of our faves. Crypto NWO uploaded their mystery box adventure quite recently, and it's just as horrible as you'd expect. They opened up this stuffed bear wearing leather cuffs, and in the center of the stuffed animal's chest there's a clock. I gotta say, the speed at which they pull this thing out, it looks like an explosive. Don't yank any clocks out from a dark web box ever. Oh my god. They continue and find clothes, a blue mask, like one of those, Jabberwocky masks that's blue, a green little skeleton rubber toy thing, and one of the scariest things of all time, a Luigi walkie-talkie. Yeah, this is when they throw on the rubber gloves, which is a pretty good idea. That's when it starts to get a little strange. Would you ever say hello to a walkie-talkie from the dark web? Are you insane? I would. I'd be like, who's there? Beep, 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 beep. The best part, perhaps, in this entire unboxing video is when they pull out what they think is a phone that vibrates. It's not.
In at number 10, with the possible missing persons case. I mean, what? Mine CTV bought one of these boxes for $300 on the dark web, and I bet they had instant regret. The two of them were putting on some gloves, and they cautiously looked through the box. They found a child's backpack that was full of old clothes, a teddy bear, and also empty bottles. Seems innocent enough, right? Well, wrong. I mean, what if this was from a missing persons case?
There is a kid's backpack inside this box, and there's definitely stuff in it, so I'm gonna open it up and we'll see what we got. Yeah, it's dirty as hell. It's definitely used. I mean, it's torn to pieces. Like, there's like literally stains and stuff on it.
I have a theory. What if people from the dark web are sending actual evidence from a murder or a crime, and YouTubers are paying for these boxes and contaminating the evidence? The dark web users are probably having a good laugh while watching these videos. Okay, moving on, Biohazard comes onto this list on number 9. In this next video, you're about to see Alex Miner open up his second mystery box. I literally don't know what compels people to buy a second mystery box, but here we go.
I don't know about this. It's like, it's coming out of the bag. There's holes in the bag. Some type of white substance. Biohazard. Can anybody tell me what this is?
I can't tell you guys what that is, but I can tell you what you should do with this. You should throw that right out the window and never go on the dark web ever again. Seriously, what the heck were you thinking? White mysterious powder and a biohazard sticker is never a good sign.
Looks like a shaving razor.
Just stop. And I forgot to mention that he also found a note with Morse code that actually turned out to be a warning telling him to wear gloves. And it's a good thing that he did, because we still don't know what the white powder is. This next clip is at number 8, and this clip comes from Name Brand on YouTube. And he is no stranger to dark web mystery boxes. In his first ever dark web mystery box, he opened up a container that had human feces inside of it, and somehow this didn't stop him from buying a couple more mystery boxes and uploading the whole thing onto YouTube. So let's take a look at what kind of trouble he's gotten himself into when he opened up his last mystery box.
Oh god! Okay. There's nothing in here. Okay, I'm gonna open my eye.
I don't understand why he was sticking his hands inside of a jar without looking in it before. What if there was some needles inside or something worse? So that first container was full of urine, and the second container had used toilet paper. I mean, what the heck? He also got a stuffed animal, but he was reluctant to cut it open to see what was lurking inside, because others have found human teeth and hair. I think I can safely say that I would probably never buy a mystery box ever in my lifetime. I'd rather spend my money on Pokemon cards. And yeah, I may or may not be still buying them. Creeping onto this list, number 7, we have a really big dark web mystery box. This video comes from a YouTuber known as Hype Mike, who was very surprised when he received his dark web box. I don't know about you guys, but there's no way in hell that I would open up that huge box. I mean, no thanks, not for me. Well, as it turns out, instead of this mysterious package, he found a diebuck box sealed in red wax. For those of you guys who don't know, these boxes are said to have a demon inside of them, and if you open it, they'll possess your soul. I'd definitely throw that box into the trash, maybe burn it on fire, leave no evidence. Aside from the demon box, they also found a child's car seat with a lot of blood on it, a tire, and weird messages as well.
Some more blood on the side
I
there?
think so, like dry up. Seems like it.
Oh my god!
What?
Oh my god!
What?
Another freaky mystery box climbs up this list at number 6.
Wet ones with just a little note attached saying you might need these. Okay, that's kind of freaked me out.
That was your warning to tape up the box and put it out on your curb for the garbage man to deal with. But of course, he didn't listen.
Okay, so there's 2 things in this bag and this. Oh. Okay, this bag really does smell. Oh. Okay, this stinks.
What the hell is that? I'm not okay with this. Is this real life right now? Why is he only wearing one cheap glove? I would put on like 10 of them. Some of the other stuff that was in there was a teddy bear, gloves, a smashed phone, a creepy vial of unidentified liquid, don't want to know what's in there, and a mysterious pill. What if these boxes have a tracking system in them? If I was forced to open up one of these things, I would do it in a parking lot or something. I mean, there's no way in hell I would open up one of these mysterious boxes in my own house. I mean, that is just super dumb. Moving on to number 5, we have a gory surprise. Nothing good ever comes from the dark web. So I'm actually really confused by YouTubers who actually want to buy a full box of random stuff and have them delivered to them. Is it really worth all the views? I'll let you guys be the judge of that. Our next clip comes from Jaskin Ho, who got more than he bargained for. This first creepy thing he pulls out from the box is an old stuffed animal with a really disturbing gash on its stomach, and it is covered with bloody stains. But wait, there's more. There was also a mysterious SD card and several boxes that contained things to exorcise a demon. But the most disturbing thing from this box is a bloody syringe. And the worst part is, he wasn't even wearing gloves.
There is a syringe with blood in it. That is insane.
Scaring us just like that. And at number 4, we have a box full of bags. Okay, there's no way in hell you would see me opening up this box, especially after doing the research for this video. But if I was forced to open one up, I definitely would wear the thickest chainmail glove ever and a gas mask, because you never know, you gotta be careful. Well, for King Random _reacts, I think he's regretting ordering his mysterious box because this is what he found. And it's time to brace yourselves. Watch this.
I'm gonna have to go to doctors now. Great. It's great. Freaking look. What kind of is this? They sent me for. Are you kidding me? Bro, this supposed to be a fun freaking YouTube. Man, I don't even care. V, whatever the freaking name is, that's messed up. You know, those of y'all at home, or whoever's watching, what does that look like to you?
The bag looks disgusting, and there are a ton of dirty thumbtacks sticking out of it. Well, sadly, that's not all that he found. Inside of the box, there was also a bone fragment, there was a gross comb with bugs on it, used condoms with maggots, and a mysterious red powder. The $1,000 dark web box comes onto this list next, and at number 3. Who in their right mind would spend $1,000 on a mystery box? Well, a YouTuber by the name of I'm J Station thought it would be a great idea. Well, let's take a closer look at what he found.
Ostrich leg or something. That's a beast. Oh, what the hell? Yo, those look like freaking Dybbuk boxes. Jake, come bro, come. It smells. Oh my god. You see this? What the hell? Yo. Oh my god, it stinks. Oh.
No way. Look at this, dude. It's like, it's got teeth. I think it's like a jawbone. Like it was supposed to be like right here.
Okay, if you guys thought that was bad, just wait until you see what else he found.
In my house, The last picture, at least he's outside of my freaking house. This is literally in my house. I might have to get like alarm system, security cameras, or something.
At the bottom of the box, he found pictures that appear to have been taken from outside of his house. They show him relaxing in his house at a time when he thought he was alone. I mean, how messed up is that? I think it's time to move out like ASAP, and wherever you move to, have blinds, like permanent blinds on your window. And now at number 2, we have a monster. Stromedy ordered a dark web mystery box and needed a ladder to open it. Once he pried the top off, he found a tricycle, Apple products, and a stick. Seems pretty boring until he found a hidden compartment.
Oh guys, like I'm not crazy. This thing was freaking moving. There's something alive inside of this box.
What the heck is that? Sounds like some sort of demonic animal. I hope he called the police because that's some pretty messed up stuff. There's a second part to the video and he claims that there was an animal that was inside of the box, but he escaped and now he roams around his backyard at night. But of course there isn't any hard evidence, so people are saying this whole thing is one big hoax. The murder box comes onto this list at number 1.
No, no.
But they're like the same shoes that we took out, man.
Yeah.
What?
Guys, these are photos of an actual woman. Like, one of them looks like she's even hanging from a tree.
Ah, man, look, there's the rope.
This box had a dirty pair of shoes, some rope, and a garbage bag that contained a dress that was covered with blood. Once the two guys got deeper in the box, they found Polaroids of a woman who appeared to be hanging from a tree wearing those same shoes and dress that they found. But things got even worse. They might have even found the murderer's weapon.
I think this is a weapon.
Yeah, man, we'd want to be more careful with these things. Like, you know, you could have cut yourself.
I know.
Holy man.
Man, that is a serious knife.
I think now would be a great time to call the police and deactivate any traces you have to the dark web, because who knows, maybe that person will come after you next.
10, which is hiring hitmen. In the darkest corners of the dark web, you can find murder for hire sites such as the Hitman Network. These 3 guys offer their services to kill anyone you want in North America for $10,000 US or Europe for $12,000. They even have a referral rewards page where if you tell others about them, you get 1% of what they buy. This might sound horrifying to most of us, but these guys do seem to have some sort of morals. They claim they won't assassinate anyone under the age of 16 or any top 10 politicians. Although I think the second one is more for their own safety. But let's say someone out there did want to use these hitman services, how would they pay? Well, on the dark web, you can't use pounds, dollars or euros. Our factor number 9 is that it's all done using bitcoins. Because the dark web has a lot of illegal activity, the people selling the illegal products or services don't want to have any kind of trace leading back to them, and neither do the customers. Normal currency such as cash, credit or checks cannot be used as they are too easy to trace. But Bitcoin is not so easy. Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer system that allows people to use their computers' processing power to mine and create new Bitcoins. At the moment, one single Bitcoin is worth $395 US. The Bitcoins can then be used to purchase items on the dark web, and neither the buyer or the seller have to share any account details. Now, Bitcoin can sometimes be used in the real world, but because of its untraceable nature, it's mainly used in the dark web. But now we're going to talk about how to access the dark web, because our factor number 8 is the Tor encryption tool. Tor stands for the Onion Router and is the most popular gateway program to access the dark web. It was originally developed for the US Navy as a way of protecting government information, but it's an open source software, which means you can download it yourself. It promises to make you truly anonymous and your location totally undetectable by running your IP address through routers all over the world. Once you've done that, you can type in the address of any deep or dark web website and away you go. If you guys use this method, then you'll see in the address bar that all the site names end in .onion instead of the usual .com. So if you see .onion, you've somehow managed to stumble upon the dark web. And while you're there, our factor number 7 is that you can buy all kinds of illegal and fake documents. There are sites sites on the dark web that allow you to purchase any kind of fake ID you can think of. You can get a French national ID card, a Norwegian driver's license, or a British passport for between 1,000 to 3,000 euros, in Bitcoin form of course. Then put in all your details and they'll send it over to you. Some of them even offer free shipping. Some of these sites look so legit and normal that you almost forget they're very, very illegal. I mean, come on guys, I know free shipping is tempting, but you know, let's not go into the illegal stuff. Let's move on to our number 6 now, which is that apparently the dark web is a recruiting tool for spies. In 2012, a secretive group by the name of Cicada 3301 posted a series of intricate puzzles online for members of the public to find, so that they could find highly intelligent individuals. News of these difficult internet puzzles spread around the world as people tried to solve them and advance to the next step. The enigmas center around data security, cryptography, and steganography, and led people into the deepest reaches of the dark web and back again. All this led people to speculate that Cicada 3301 is a recruitment tool for government agencies like the NSA, the CIA, or MI6. The theory is that whoever solves these puzzles will be hired as a spy or a hacker. And guess what guys, it's still going on. Every single year on January 4th, there seems to be new puzzles being added, so you could still crack the code. But now we're going to talk about the Silk Road in at number 5. Probably the most notorious site on the dark web, the Silk Road was an online black market that sold every type of illegal drug under the sun. From the popular sales of marijuana to Class A drugs such as heroin and LSD, the Silk Road had it all, just one click away from delivery to its users. The FBI shut down the site in October 2013 and arrested the founder. After monitoring the site in the months leading up to the arrest, the FBI found that the site saw $1.2 billion in revenue. Moving on to our number 4 now, we're going to talk about the revolutionary dark web. Now although it might seem like the dark web is just used for drugs and murder, that's not necessarily the case. The anonymity of the dark web has attracted many groups who use it to gather in secrecy and share information that they would not be able to do in the real world or even on the internet. One example was the Syrian revolution in 2011, with videos being secured on the dark web, and Edward Snowden acquiring information on the NSA's global surveillance program. So we know that you can get information on the dark web, but what about weapons? Well, at number 3, we're going to talk about dark web weaponry. Sites like Black Market Reloaded and The Armory drew attention after the Silk Road takedown as the new dark web hubs of illegal gun trade. For inflated prices, they offer everything from rifles to hand grenades and bombs and are proud of their services. The owner of The Armory said in an interview that they are a group of former soldiers who saw the need to support citizens and local militias who are not able to legally arm themselves. People who have seen these websites have come back with mixed reports, some people saying they are totally legit and that they actually arm dangerous people, and others are saying they're just massive scam sites. Either way, we're at number 2 now guys, and we're going to talk about the sheer size of the dark web. Search engines like Google or Bing can only access a small fraction of all information on the web. The rest of that hidden information is called the deep web, which contains the dark web as a part of it. Check out this infograph that states that the deep web is an astonishing 500 times the size of the so-called surface web. In fact, every website you've ever heard of or could ever find with Google makes up just 4% of all the www content. The iceberg analogy is often used to show just how vast the deep and dark web is compared with the internet we see on a daily basis. Alright, we've looked at how to access the dark web, the illegal services you can buy on it, and the currency it uses, but our number 1 fact about the dark web is the cannibals. The darkest recesses of the dark web will cater to a person's needs no matter how strange, illegal, or twisted they are, including cannibalism. Over the years, people have come forward and said they found sites where cannibals and people who want to offer their own flesh come and meet. These people reported so-called cannibalistic forums where members chat and arrange meetups with people saying things like, I need someone to eat my fresh meat. I am juicy and tender.
Alright, let's start this list off with something that's gonna make you afraid to trust a stranger. And it's organs. If you know where to look on the dark web, you can find hearts, heads, eyes, spleens, and even skin. Anything you would like that could be stolen from the human body could be yours. And I think you can even get it delivered through the mail, although I wouldn't recommend that. I'm not sure how well a human heart holds up in a UPS truck. It's just getting tossed around. It probably would come pre-jolted with a heart attack built into it. That's very nice. Now, how are all these organs getting onto the dark web? Well, I can imagine a bunch of them are harvested out of unsuspecting tourists who drift too far from the resort. Be careful out there. But apparently a bunch of them are sold willingly. There's a price list for how much it costs to get these things and how much you would get if you sold them. And we're talking tens of thousands of dollars depending on the body part. So if you're ever looking to take out a loan to start a new business but your credit score is so poor, you could just sell a kidney for 20 grand. Sure, you're gonna shorten your life expectancy, but you won't have to pay back any interest. At number 9, we have red rooms. Before writing this, I didn't even know that these things existed. So the dark web has red rooms, and they're in isolated locations, and inside them are people who have been kidnapped, and they're being filmed on a live stream. Not live streams like Twitch. There's not going to be some girl with her boobs pushed into her throat trying to get 12-year-olds to buy her a Ferrari. No, these people have been locked in a room and are on a live stream feed to the dark web, so people watching can send requests of how they want this person to be tortured. Jesus. Ugh. Leave it to the internet to really bring people together. Now these things are rumored, so I have no idea if they're actually real, and I'm not going to go on a deep dive through internet searches because I don't want to end up on a watch list. Do you guys understand this? Like I still have a life to live, but I couldn't imagine anything worse than being at the mercy of internet trolls that only want to see you brutally tortured. Well, hopefully I managed to stay a free man. At number 8, we have Death Note. Chill out, yo weebs. I'm not talking about the famous anime Death Note. By Death Note, I mean the last thing people say before they die. There's a website on the dark web that has voice recordings from plane crashes. Now, with the magic of technology, when people are going down in a crash, they might record themselves to give their dying message to their loved ones. Most things like this get destroyed in the crash, but some manage to handle the impact, and you can go into the dark web and listen to hours upon hours of these audio files. All of them have these people's last words on them. I don't know why people would want to listen to something like that unless they really like ruining their own day. Also, remind me never to record myself in my last moments. I don't want to do that. I know I would be dead after, and anyone listening to the recording I would never know, but I definitely don't want that stuff leaked onto the dark web, just because I'm classier than that. At number 7, we have Blank Room Soup. So here's a video that managed to work its way into everyday normal internet and is apparently from the dark web. If you've never seen Blank Room Soup, it's a super creepy video that makes me want to pay a big strong guy to watch me while I sleep. The video has a dude eating soup with a spoon that's way too big, and a couple of dudes in some characterless costumes just stroking his back. There's no explanation as to what this video is or where it comes from, but there's a lot of theories. Some people have said that the guy eating the soup was kidnapped by the two dudes in the costumes, and in the soup is his dead wife. Other people have said that it's just an art project, so who really knows. At number 6, we have love.avi. Alright, we got some more creepy videos that might have been taken right from the dark web. Love.avi is a video that has no dialogue, but is just generally creepy. It has some random dude with a white mask on and a clown wielding a knife. Yeah, I guess you guys get it. It seems like they have some sort of weird relationship. Based on the title, I guess they're supposed to be in love or something like that. After watching it, I would guess it's a pretty dysfunctional relationship. At number 5, we got Hamburger Lady. This sounds like the worst nickname you could ever get in high school. Like, hey, why doesn't Gina have a boyfriend? Well, everyone calls her Hamburger Lady. No one wants to date the Hamburger Lady. That's funny. Well, Hamburger Lady is a creepy video of a disfigured woman who is said to be severely burned on her upper body. There's also some really weird music in the video. If you can call it music, it sounds like strange wails and screeches. And to top it off, there's some creepy flashes of little girls wearing masks. Is Hamburger Lady real? I don't care, I'm not gonna go digging to find out because I don't need nightmares. At number 4, we have EBE 1992 Eiger. Alright guys, we've talked about so many things that are disturbing and are probably gonna make it hard for you to sleep later, so let's shift gears to something that is still creepy but not forced to eat your dead wife creepy. EBE 1992 Eiger is a series of videos and photos that might have been the discovery of real life aliens. You know, the ones with the big heads and the big eyes you see all in the movies? Yeah, he looks just like that. The video shows some sort of dig site where they're excavating some little dead alien dude. Sucks that he's dead. I've got so many questions to ask the alien, like, do you guys have good weed and how much does it cost? The footage is really grainy, so it's hard to tell if it's real or fake. At the number 3 spot we have Daisy's Destruction. Okay, so we took a break from the truly disturbing for number 4 just to come right back at it on number 3. Daisy's Destruction is one of the most horrible things that you could ever find on the internet. It's a bunch of videos of several kids, some that are only 2 years old, being tortured. I can't stress this enough that you should not go look up these videos. They were filmed by Peter Scully, who would kill and sexually abuse children. Thankfully, this dude is behind bars and will never see the light of day again. At number 2, we have snuff films. With everything we've gone through in this list, it should be no surprise that there are snuff films on here. At this point, it would be a bigger shock if I told you Pixar's Up was floating around the dark web. Now we're going to focus on one snuff film in particular, and it's just titled Russian Snuff. It has a weird Russian title, but I'm not gonna say it, I don't know how to say it. It's a video that is disturbing beyond belief. I'll break it down for you at home so you don't have to ruin your psychological state watching it. In the video, there's a bunch of men who may or may not be prisoners. They might have just been kidnapped and then forced to mutilate their own bodies, and the bodies of the men around them. At one point, a few of them are forced to eat feces. There's even a battle royale style fight where they all have to fight to the death. Once again, don't watch any of these unless you want to really have trouble looking at raw meat. And number 1 on the list is mystery boxes. Now, out of all the terrible things we've had on this list, why would mystery box be number 1? Well, because any mystery box purchased off the dark web could have any or all of the previous items mentioned inside it. It's basically a gift bag for people who want murder weapons and clumps of dead people's hair. If you look around on YouTube, there are hours upon hours of videos of people opening up these mystery boxes. Some of them have disfigured kids' toys in them, which is creepy but not deadly. But the one that YouTuber Baze TV got sent to his house was horrifying. It had a large blade in it that seemed to have been used in a murder, and a memory card with a video on it of a woman being killed in a ritualistic sacrifice. Nothing like a good surprise?
Starting off at number 10 now, we have the Boston Marathon bibs. Now, for those of you that don't know, the Boston Marathon of 2013 was scarred by a tragic terror event that killed 3 people, injured thousands, with 16 people losing some limbs to a bomb attack. Somehow, official race bibs from that fateful day have found their way onto the black market. These grisly souvenirs are now being sold on the black market for as much as $5,000 each. Some say that's quite disturbing, other people say it's just a reminder of a notable event. What do you guys think? Next up at number 9 now, we have prescription drugs. As you can probably tell from the name, these drugs are prescribed by medical professionals. You're not supposed to get your hands on them without that. Despite strict controls, thefts or corruption means that these drugs find their way onto the black market somehow. A USA Today report found that 5 million Americans were abusing narcotic painkillers such as oxycodone. This epidemic results in thousands of deaths a year in the US alone. Moving on to number 8 now, we have assassination guns. Now, we've talked about weapons in general in a previous video, but this is a very specific type of weapon. Assassination guns are sold on the black market with very specific designs. They can only fire a single shot and are disguised to look like everyday objects such as a pen or a stapler. This is especially worrying for police because the guns are almost indistinguishable from ordinary everyday items until someone gets killed by one of them. At number 7 now, we have Uber accounts. Through hacking or perhaps just leaking, people's Uber account details often find their way online and onto the black market. Many people will simply cancel their Uber account as soon as they feel that it's been compromised. That's why people on the black market will sell the accounts in packages of 10 for around $15. One of those unlucky people may wake up to a very expensive Uber charge on their card one day. Moving on to number 6 now, we have credit card numbers. On the dark web, you can find sites that sell hundreds of credit card numbers in bulk at very low prices. Now, you might be thinking, why does a criminal need hundreds of credit card numbers? Surely just a few would do if they want to avoid detection. The reason is because of cancellations. By the time these stolen credit cards have their numbers put on the black market, many people will have already cancelled the account. This means that criminals will have to buy a lot if they want to hit the jackpot. Next up at number 5 now, we have holy water. A BBC investigation found that bottled water from a well in Mecca, Islam's holiest site, contained dangerous levels of arsenic. This water is then being shipped around the world to places like the UK. Authorities there have been left in a bit of a tricky situation. They are trying to crack down on this potentially dangerous liquid, which is held as deeply sacred by the people who brought it into the country. This may be forcing large quantities of it onto the black market in order to avoid detection. Alright, next up at the number 4 spot now, we have baby formula. It may seem crazy, but this is one of the most shoplifted products in America. In 2009, Florida authorities arrested 21 people in a theft ring that was making more than $2 million from trading in baby formula. Thieves were paid about $200 a day to steal it from stores, which was then repackaged and sold in other states. This is mainly because baby formula is notoriously expensive, and some parents are willing to buy the stolen goods for the reduced price it comes with, without knowing who or what has handled it. Another worrying trend is that baby formula is being used to cut drugs such as methamphetamines and heroin. Alright, at the number 3 spot now guys, we have 3D printed guns. For many years, police have only had to look out for physical guns being smuggled across actual borders. With the rise of 3D printing though, a new problem has emerged. Criminals can buy the schematics for almost any gun on the dark web and then make a plastic but still legitimate gun that can kill someone from their 3D printer. This type of weapons dealing is a lot harder to stop, which is why it's becoming such a growing commodity on the black market. Alright, moving on to the number 2 spot now, we have milk. Yes, this is a strange one. In the US, unpasteurized milk is illegal in many states, with the FDA citing health concerns such as E. coli and salmonella. This has forced unpasteurized milk onto the black market, with gallons of the stuff changing hands out of reach from the authorities. That's right, you may think drug smuggling was a real problem. Well, how about milk smuggling? This is now the world we live in. And finally now, at number 1, it's a sad one, we have tiger parts. Tigers are an endangered species, but thanks to conservation efforts over the years, their numbers are starting to slowly rise in the wild. Part of the battle is against poachers who will kill and dismember tigers in Asia in order to sell them on the black market. A number of countries there either use the parts in medicine or for luxury consumables such as tiger bone wine. That's right, wine made from actual tiger body parts. This has also led to the rise of tiger farms in China, with the animals being specifically bred for their bodies.